Good morning, sirs and madams. So we have a prophecy that's been achieved. RocketPool, after all this time, has finally hit my final target. And I put it up. I've been rotating out of it, but now I've got the final piece out. So I just need to share some insight with you. So RocketPool, it was the 35th prophecy. Man, I got it so long ago. 2020, man. 2020. I think I had a tiny bit. And then here in 2021, where you see my cursor is, I think I added more there. But you could see, man, I got nothing out on this season, this DeFi season. Nothing. I really wasn't watching this. This is the RPL ETH chart. And some quick, nice juice for you. If you want to get every chart available, go to this website, Charts.CoinTrader.Pro, okay? And I'll put it here, right here, all right? Charts.CoinTrader.Pro. This is awesome. You can find anything on here. You can type in, see, if I type in RPL, you can see Coin Paprika, Coin Market Cap data, Uniswap. It's really good, man. And it merges data. This is juicy, better than TradingView. If you want to just look at like one chart and get proper information. I use this all the time. So the prophecy's achieved, right? And we want to make ETH because ETH BTC is going up. So you know that. If you don't want to make ETH and you want to keep collecting Bitcoin, that's completely fine. You know, it's better than charting in USD because you know they're going to go up over time. Obviously, I want to keep collecting ETH. I think it's blue chip enough. Well, we know it's blue chip right now. You know how like this was heresy, and I was a heretic for saying this back in this time to say I want to collect more ETH back then. Now it's like, look how strong ETH and RocketPool's gone up, right? And now everyone said, oh yeah, it's so obvious you should be collecting ETH. So you got to be early, man. You got to be early. So I obviously said I'm rotating out, and of course you're going to get some people saying, no, you're stupid. But you're misinterpreting, man. Just because you get out of something does not mean it's not going to keep going up. It just means that you think the risk reward from this point ain't too great anymore. You know, look what you were getting. You know what? Let's go to the RocketPool Bitcoin chart. All right, so you can actually see the friendship here. So, come on, man. Come on. Please. Okay, this was crazy. Went up, come all the way back down, pop again. So that's why, friends, I just need you to understand this. If you don't have balls, and if you're a lady, if you don't have steel ovaries, you have to be tough. You think this was easy? This was not easy, man. I'm thinking next time, if we get spikes like this in anything, I'm just gonna start scaling out something. Because I held this whole thing, or I felt so dumb coming back here, and you don't know it's gonna go back up. But you really need strength, man. You need mental strength. You can't be watching this chart every day. You say what I say, and that is, over my dead body am I selling until Ethereum is $9,400. That's when I'm selling, and that gives you like a time frame, basically an infinite holding duration. And yeah, Ethereum's only like 1,200 or 1,400 now. You don't need to hold that long, but you need that here during these tough times. You need that. You need to say, that's it. The prophecy is not achieved. Ethereum's not at the target. You know, the crypto market cap isn't where it should be. So I'm going to keep holding. And then it does this. So when you get out, man, I'm not saying like, oh, it's going to go down. I'm just saying, dude, like you got 11x on your Bitcoin value and everything else is down. Everything is down. There's like 3 coins out of 20,000 who are up, you know. You got BNB, you got GMX, and this is one of them. Very, very rare. You know, MATIC is doing okay. Was very rare. The fact that I can name them kind of tells you how rare these are. Like 10, 20,000 coins. So when you get out, like this is what you got to think, man. You got to think, okay, up here. This is basic trading 101. Would you buy up here? That's what you have to think about. Would you buy up here? And then if you say yes, my friend, I would buy. I go, okay, where would you get out? Where are you wrong? I'm not saying to take a loss here, but I'm saying, would you be okay with 86% drop? Would you be okay with a 50% drop? And you say, no, that sucks. But what about the upside? And that's a fair question to ask. You go, yeah. You know, for me personally, when I get in, I say like, you know, that's it. You can go negative numbers on me. I don't care. You risk the whole bullet. That's why you don't go all in. You risk the whole bullet. You go, that's it. You can go up, down, minus 90%. I don't care. We're holding for a duration of time. You're not going to try time these crypto stuff, man. It's literally, it's a drug addict, okay? So, where was the upside here? What would it even be? Like, think about it. Like, if the chart really did this, if it even went up even more, I'd be like, dude, you got to get out. You got to get out. And look at that distance, man. 50%. So, you're going to risk 50% for plus 50%. That's 1 for 1. You may as well do a leverage trade. Like, we're not in this game for this trash. This is very, very bad risk reward, okay? So, there are obviously believers who love the logo, who believe in it. But, you know, in this game, man, there's other opportunities, that's all. So, you can hold it if you want. Personally, I like other stuff. I know Chainlink's down, I know HEX is down. They're severely underpriced for a long time, over a year. And I like that. I like that. I like stuff that's been going down for a long time. Because when they turn, they do well, okay? Let me show you a quick example with MATIC. A lot of people tried to call me a Dingleberry for not holding on to my MATIC. So look what I sold, man. Like, yeah, I sold around up here. Okay, I started selling, got out, right? And I said as well, you should get out here. So look at this. Yeah, it didn't go down, but look at this point. Like, from this point, you drop 50%, and then you go up plus 30%, and now you're around here. Like, it's good. It did great, you know, but you want, like, what are the chances of MATIC going another? Look how high the chart is, by the way, and this is only plus 100% from here. I want you to think about that. Plus 100%, and you're, like, in danger zones. So, I mean, just look at HEX versus Ethereum, for example, right? I don't think this is not the right chart. We're going to have a look at these. See, this website's awesome. Look at this, man. You're getting 90% off the top. Alright, you don't know when it's gonna turn. But I'm just, man, this is like, look at this. If HEX goes, if your 1 ETH becomes 5 ETH here, which is what it is, right? You're up 5x on your ETH. You are just in the middle of the range. You're not even like at a premium. Do you see the advantage you get when you, like, there's a price too high and a price too low for everything, man, and you're starting to understand that. So it was the 35th prophecy, but you know, just because I get out doesn't mean the thing's bad. That's how you have to start thinking of these things, right? What is the upside, and are there other super cheap stuff? If many coins out there were still expensive, maybe worth just holding it. Or you rotate some into Ethereum, and then you leave that there on the sideline, anticipating that in the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months, something else is going to appear, another narrative, you know, with other subset of coins that we might have a good grip on. Okay, so that's the best way to do it. So, interesting info as well, right? The average range of a stock in the stock market is 50%. You know, it's 50. I think it's 25% up, 25% down, right? But people often think that if they buy something and it goes down, their thesis is wrong. Let it all play out. We're in this for years. BTC strong alts. Okay, so you can even see from this chart, man. Like, this is HEX chart. It doesn't even matter what you're looking at. You're gonna have to sit through some absolute shockers. You're gonna have to sit through this, man, not knowing if it's ever gonna go up again. This is what it looks like before I actually went super, super hard into HEX, right? But this is what it looks like. You have to sit through this. And if you watch these charts, when you're not active, it will wear you down. So the best mental, like, framework to have is, this is my framework. Crypto will be bigger in 5 years than it is today. The total crypto market cap will be bigger in 5 years than it is today. That's the only copium we have, man. I'm not even joking about that. Let's put a monthly chart for this. This is total crypto market cap going up over time. That's what we believe, man. We believe that eventually, well, that'd be scary if that actually happened. So this eventually is going to turn, right? Eventually we're going to start getting green monthly Heikenhashi candles, and then we finally turned. We just need one. We're still on the reds. We're still on the reds. We're going to need a few. Hopefully we go back, we start turning, and then, like, we're like, wow, here comes a friendship, right? Look, in some of these cycles, it was literally just freaking up only. This one had an enormous pump, right? So what are we going to have here? That's what we don't know. We're going to have a small one, big one. But it doesn't really matter, man. You just got to believe that, hey, between now and 2027, we're going to be higher. I don't know how much higher, but we're going to be anywhere from, you know, here to, who knows, man. Is this this is 3 trillion, this is 10 trillion. Somewhere here. This is the guess. And this is really what you're playing for. Because you don't know how everything's going to rotate, man. You don't know. And yeah, we are going to try get all the narratives, but we can't be guaranteed of that, right? So that's the best way, best approach to have, right? So I'm noticing as well, right? A lot of influencers are still Bitcoin maxis, which is beautiful, beautiful. So when I say this, it does not mean it's bad. It means it's good. It means we're still early. It means I know Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin. And see, everybody says this, but their portfolios don't represent it. They still have a lot of Bitcoin. I've done my research. I've spoken to a lot of Bitcoin maxis. I've seen a lot of interviews. And if you listen to me, you'll know that I have firsthand seen when they say the path of Ethereum flipping Bitcoin, it's not finished with, and then I will hold all my Bitcoin. It's not finished with that. They always conclude with, and then I will flip my Bitcoin into Ethereum, and I will have more Ethereum. That is what they say. Their portfolios don't represent this, like, because they don't all know that they're all thinking the same thing. They all think they're all independent, which surprised me. So that's why you want to get in early, right? If Ethereum's going to flip Bitcoin and they're both going to be high liquidity, high market caps, you obviously want to get the accelerants, right? So, you know, you have Crypto Banter, you have BitBoy, they have about 30% Bitcoin. Other influencers are still 90%, man. 90%. See, BitBoy and Rand, they're very open-minded, early to trends. But most other influencers are 90% weight. Huge weight. Huge. And that is fantastic for me and you, man. Oh, that's so good. That's exactly what I want to see. That is, you're in a boxing ring and they've literally got their hands down and they're not covering their face, and you're literally just going to go in for the hook and then an uppercut to finish it off. That is how powerful the damage is going to be to the whole market and what people think of crypto when Ethereum flips Bitcoin. Because look at these people, they're still in denial. You know why? Because most people, it's scary, man. It's scary to go against the grain over and over again. But you know me on Twitter, I just get people like, no, you can't say that. You got to do this. If you want to win, you got to do this, man. You got to do this. So I have a fun little post here, Litecoin and HEX, which is funny because, see, you might think, oh, why do this funny ratio? They are both competing for stores of value. Now, you might not agree with them, but they are competing for stores of value. Just like how you might not like Pepsi. You might be a Coke boy or a Coke girl, all right? But they're both competing for the soft drink and beverage area, all right? So both Litecoin and HEX competing to be store of value. But I say, what does the market think? Well, Litecoin is down 99.99% against HEX. And that's the truth. You can look it up yourself. You can compare their market caps. And you can see, man, the Litecoin community is not growing fast enough. So they're there and they exist, but they're not growing. They're losing, they're decaying over time. Slowly. You know, this is really important to think about. Now, the fact that there might be a knee jerk from people and they might say, you shouldn't put HEX in here. That means there's edge. If people are saying that, that means we are still really early. If people are saying that. Right, so, you know, I have a very open-minded, open-heart perspective. When people say, no, that doesn't feel right, and I can even judge myself and go, it sounds like a joke when I'm doing this chart. You know, Litecoin and HEX, they're both competing for stores of value. Go read the Twitter comments. Everyone's like, oh, it's a scam. Oh, it's all going down. Beautiful. That's exactly what we want to see. When we see that, that means the asset you're dealing with is significantly underpriced. Because people are just, you know, they're pricing it with their emotions, which is exactly what we want. So one day this will change drastically, and maybe people actually start talking about HEX seriously as a store of value. Maybe it's bigger than Litecoin in size, and I look forward to that day, but not really, because that might be a sign that our network effect is slowing. Maybe, you know, we're not going to rule anything out yet. Maybe we'll just be controversial for a long time, right? So this is funny, just to like give you an idea of the temperature gauge I have. So I've got a post here, right? So qualitative edge. I messaged a friend before I went to sleep, and I said, I'm aware that Richard Hart crushes all short-term speculator behavior with HEX and Pulse Chain. The HEX conference lack of updates was on purpose. 3 hours later, Richard then confirms my message with his tweet. So I have on my left-hand side my tweets with a friend, right? And I said, look, man, I think he just delayed this stuff on purpose to get the real weak hands out, because he does not want people buying and then dumping for the free PHEX. And I was right. He implies it here. I could transcribe the paragraphs of hard to understand developer speak, or I could just let his hands be gone. So that's what he's saying. He's like, I'm not going to... He knows if you're a believer, you're going to be holding. And if you're a weak hand, you're going to sell, which is what he wants. You get out now, right? So that's all we have for today, friends. I'll catch you next time.